Welcome again. In this lecture, we are going to explore what are regular expressions, how do regular expressions work, what is raw string, how to check if a certain pattern is in a string, common regular functions in NLP. Let's see what is regular expression. Regular expression or regex for short is a special syntax for searching for a string that needs a specific patterns. It is a great tool to filter and sort through text which is unstructured data when you want to match pattern rather than hard-coded string on strings. These are loaded or options for syntax, so it's best to just jump in and get started with some example. Definition: regular expressions or regex is defined as a sequence of characters that are mainly used to find or replace pattern present in the text. In simple word, we can say that a regular expression is a set of character or a pattern that is used to find substring or given string. Sometimes we want to identify the different components of an email address. Here you can see it's depicting a name with email ID and has alphabet and numbers and dot occurs before @. Here we have domain name and it is having alphabets, no dots, occurs after @ and before dot. So this is first part and this is the later on part. This is the simple symbol which we want to search. Now the occurs, this is the TLD which is occurring after the dots and contains alphabet only. Let's see how regular expressions are used in various tasks such as data pre-processing, rule-based information mining, pattern matching, text feature engineering, web scraping, data extractions, and so many other applications are there. Let's see how we can implement these raw string using the Python code and how we can implement this theory in code. Let's import RE, which is regular expression code library. So this is raw string. When we talk about raw string, it is Python recognizing certain character to have a special meaning. For example, /n in Python is used to indicate a new line. However, sometimes these codes that Python recognizing to have certain meaning appear in our string and we want to tell Python that, hey Python, /n in our text is a literal /n. It's not a new line. Rather than meaning a new line is not there, we can use our character before string to indicate to Python that our text is what is known as raw text. So I'll be using /ar. So I will be using a variable which is, for example, I'm going to assign some folder. This would be folder address. So for example, this folder is C and desktop, and this would be notes, and now you can see /n is there, which is accompanied with notes, but the Python will read it as new line. So whenever I am going to print this character, for example this variable my underscore folder, it will be writing this desktop and quotes from the new line because this /n is treated as a new line. So I'm going to write this folder. I'm just print the text without using raw indicator. See how the Python interprets /n to mean new line. Now let's try a raw string. So I'm going to copy the same folder and this time I'm going to paste it here with the R value. So I'm going to include raw string indicator, which is going to represent my raw string. Let's run the same variable again. Now can you see it's showing the simple context, simple folder. Now the folder path is now printed as we wanted. This is important to keep in mind when working with regular expression. We will want to make sure we are using raw string when working with special character. It's also just a good habit to get into when working with a string and regular expression, so you don't get caught up. Now I'm going to find some function re.search to find some string, which this function allows us to check if a certain pattern is a string. It uses a logical research pattern to find a string to find it in. It will return the pattern if it is found in the string, or else it will return none if string is not there. So I'm going to write predefined code which is going to search something. Let's say I want to find pattern in this Sachin string contain the pattern. So I'm going to print this text. Can you see it's a finding 29 and 36. Why 29? Because if you find this 1, 2, 3, count this number, so this would be at 29, this pattern. Here we have pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 space as the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30, 31, 23, 39 and 29. You will be finding this pattern is available at 29th position. Therefore, I am going to print this value at this position. Now, I am going to find this as the group. So what is group? This result.search.group return just the matching pattern. So I'm just printing this one. This is printing my pattern matching. For example, I'm just printing this as a Sachin. So I'm going to run this code. Can you see Sachin is at 0th index number? So it is starting index and ending index. Now Sachin is printing here. Now I'm going to run this group function. Can you see now it's printing Sachin? Okay, so this is how I can print everything here. Now I'm going to run something else. For example, this is search pattern. This is R. The phrase to find is not a string. If I run this code, it is showing none because this pattern is not available. Let's see sub. What is sub function? It allows us to find certain text or replace it. It's a substitute, you can say. It uses logical function pattern to find and replacement text. Let's suppose I'm going to run this code and assigning some string here and just having this name. Now I'm going to replace some value in this string, and here I'm going to replace this Sarah with this Sachin. Let's replace with Sachin. I'm going to replace one. Can you see? Previously it was given Sarah was able to, but now it's giving Sachin was able to help. This is how you can replace the incorrect spelling of Sarah. Now the next part is regex syntax. The real power of regular expression is being able to leverage the syntax to create more complex searches and pattern. Let's write a new paragraph here. Actually, it's a list which is containing set of sentence. Now I'm going to run this code. Find only Sarah's review but account for the spelling of Sarah. So I'm going to run this code and I'm going to print this value. Can you see? This is just finding print value, and I'm going to print this entire statement also. Can you see? If I print this statement finally using the for loop, I'm going to print this value. Can you see? This is giving only the keyword which is relevant to Sarah. Now I'm going to show this sentence is containing Sarah. Okay, and what is the other sentence? This was able, this is the first. Now great service, can you see this great service from Sarah was found? This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So means fourth and sixth sentence are only containing this Sarah. The last one, Sarah is a good girl. This is also containing this Sarah, S-A-R-A, which means we can find this keyword as well. Okay, let's go back here. What the question mark after R means? It is optional character to match. So our search will look for Sarah and Sarah also. This H is optional. For example, if it is Sarah or not. So matches because H means H is optional. Whether it is Sarah or Saraha. Okay, let's say this is S-A-C-H-I-N, Sachin. So I'm going to replace this S-A-C-H-I-N, Sachin, and I'm going to write S-A-C-H-I as well. So which is applicable. So I'm going to find my customer review, going to run this code, going to run this code as well. I'm going to run this code. Can you see now Sachin was a great help and Sachin was able. Only two keywords are only available here, which means I can find these two keywords only. Now once we have searched for this particular keyword where we have question mark, means this keyword is not necessary. This last character is not necessary. Let's find review which starts with letter A. So I'm going to write a review which is empty list, and now I'm going to write R and this power operator to indicate the start of a string. So I'm going to write this for loop so that I can traverse across the keyword, across the paragraph, which is searching pattern to find and review to append this empty string. Let's run this value here. Now okay, so I did not run this code, this cell, this was showing this error. Now I'm going to print this keyword which is having only the element which is having A as a review. Can you see? Amazing one from Sudden. So this is the only keyword which is starting with A. Let's see whether we can have S keyword. Yes, I'm going to run this S and just appending my keyword, appending this keyword. Can you see Sachin, Sachin and this Sarah? These three sentences are having character S at this starting point. Let's find review that ends with letter Y. So how you can write this code? Let's write this review. I'm going to write this Y and dollar symbol. This dollar operator to indicate the end of a string. So this powers represent starting and this dollar represents ending. Let's run this code and again running my for loop to traversing everything here and printing my final review here. Can you see? This is the only keyword which is ending with Y. Okay, so you can check for other. For example, I'm checking for L. So I'm going to replace this Y with L. Let's run this code, run this code, run this cell again. Now can you see this L is present at the last. Let's find reviews that contain the word needed or wanted. So I'm going to contain this keyword which is available anywhere in this. So this symbol is for OR operator. This pipe operator can be used to mean as OR. So I'm going to run this for loop again. Here I'm going to use this for loop. For using this for loop, okay, let's run this cell again. Let this run again. Now let's run this need want string again so that we can see this needed and wanted is presented in both the sentence. Let's suppose I'm going to find want, and can you see ed is present at the last. Okay, if I remove this ed, what will happen? Let's see. So if I run this cell, can you see it can still see this code again? Okay, but can I remove this T here? 1. Can you see? Still it's showing the same value. So everything present with matching with this keyword need or want, you can go here. For example, I'm going to write NEE. Still we can see the same review. Let's remove anything from the review that is not a word or a space. Remove punctuations. So I'm going to remove this word. I'm going to run this cell again. And here we have so many special characters. Now I'm going to create a variable which is consisting no punctual review. Initially it is empty. Now I'm having /w. /w means word and slashes means white spaces. So find anything that is not a word or space. Following code is replacing special character, that nothing, and giving clean text only. So I'm going to run this for loop so that I can traverse throughout the code. Okay. I didn't run this cell again. Now let's find this final review without the punctuation. Now here you can see these @ these dollar symbol, these power sign, these are not available in the final text, which means we have clean text. We do not have any further white spaces or any further word replacing with this word. Okay, so we have the white spaces and the word only. So this is just appending which are mean to white spaces and word. Let's remove this W means word and space means S stands for white space. Let's remove this S here. I'm going to run this keyword, run this cell, run this cell. Can you see this has removed all the white space as well? So I'm just including only words. Can you see when you check the original text, this is the set of keyword and here we have only words, not even a single space. This is the meaning, every keyword having their own meaning. So you are supposed to include this /s which is space as well. Okay. So here we can see what we have seen. We have seen so many other functions regarding to regular expression as well. Thank you so much.